Okay, let's look at a couple different formulas for triangles and trapezoids. So this one says that the area of a triangle with a base b and a height h is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, or some of you in pre-algebra may have learned this as base times height over 2, which is obviously the same thing. Okay, this is something that you'll have to memorize. Okay, we can either memorize it or be able to derive it, which I'll show you in a second here. Okay, now it says the area of a trapezoid with a couple different bases, base 1 and base 2, and a height of h is this. Okay, area equals 1/2 times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, or if you prefer the fraction, this is another way that you can actually write this. Okay, now let's look at a way that we can sort of derive this given what we know about parallelograms. Okay, remember we know that the formula for the area of a parallelogram is just going to be the base times the height. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this, I'll go ahead and copy it, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, I know this doesn't look exactly like the picture above it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this triangle, I'm just going to rotate it here a little bit. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, I kind of lost my rotation, sorry. Okay, let's try this again. I'll paste it. Okay, and I'm just going to, I want to rotate just 180 degrees. Okay, so I'll take this again, sorry about that. I'll take my triangle here. All I want to do is rotate this 180 degrees. And try to move it over. And I got to rotate just a little bit more. I know it's not perfect, but it's close. And there we pretty much have a parallelogram. I know it's a little bit off there, but really, I mean, this would represent our height of our triangle, okay, or our original triangle, and this would also represent the height of the parallelogram, right? And this would represent our base of the parallelogram, which is also the base of the triangle, right? And so really, if we wanted to know the area of this parallelogram, we would just say that the area equals the base times the height. Okay, well, we don't want to know the area of the parallelogram, but we also know that the triangle is going to be half that of the parallelogram, right? So we would just say that the triangle formula is the area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, so just kind of a little quick proof there that maybe shows us how we could find the area of a triangle. Okay, now this short little proof of the area of a trapezoid is very similar. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select this trapezoid here, and I'll copy it, paste it, and bring it on over here. And I will now rotate it 180 degrees, and I'll put it right up next to here. Okay, and you may notice that we have, again, the same shape. Okay, this is a parallelogram, right? So maybe if I called this like the base 1 and this is the base 2, okay, and I could just represent maybe this is our height. Okay, if we were finding the area of this particular, sorry, I'll go ahead and circle this. If we're finding the area of this particular parallelogram, I could maybe say, well, this could be base 2 because I flipped it over, and this would be base 1. Okay, and so if I were to find the area of this particular parallelogram, I'd say, well, the area equals the base 1 plus the base 2, the sum of those two things multiplied by the height. Okay, now again, that would give us the parallelogram, right? But I only want half of that, right? I just want the trapezoid. So for that, I'm going to say, well, I only want half of this, so I'm going to multiply this by 1/2. So 1/2 times the base 1 plus the base 2 multiplied by the height. Okay, and this is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Okay, so again, hopefully if you don't really memorize the formulas, hopefully you can at least derive them. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a problem. Okay, so this one says, find the area of a trapezoid in which the base 1 is 8 inches, the base 2 is 5 inches, and the height is 6.2 inches. Okay, so let me see if I can go in my tools here and find a trapezoid. This, looks like some people do. Okay, and so I'll take this and I'll say, well, my base 1 is 8 inches. Since this one's bigger, I'll call this 8 inches, right? And my base 2 is 5 inches, so I'll go ahead and label this 5 inches. And I'll go ahead and label the height of 6.2 inches. So I'll just do, again, remember this has to be like the perpendicular path, so I'll say that's a right angle there. Okay, and this is actually 6.2 inches. Okay, so the area of this is really going to be pretty simple. Remember, we just found that the area of a trapezoid is going to be equal to 1/2 times the sum of the bases times the height. Okay, And so all I'm going to do is plug in the numbers that I know. I know that the area in this case is going to be equal to 1/2 multiplied by our base of 8 inches plus our base 2 of 5 inches, okay, multiplied by our height, which is 6.2. Okay, and now we can just take our calculator and multiply these numbers together. Okay, if you want to do the order of operations, that's fine, right? But I'm just going to say, well, this is basically what's half of 13, right? So basically 13 divided by 2. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply that by 6.2. Okay, and I get 40.3. So we say that the area of this trapezoid is going to be equal to 40.3 square inches. And that's my final answer. Okay, we'll go through a few more examples here in the next video. Go through some examples that are slightly more challenging algebraically.